Namaste. Peace, love, and cheers to fellow YouTubers, community of free thinkers and light workers, and all other beings under the sun and then some. I would like to dedicate this video to addictions. In correspondence to belief systems. BS belief systems. I consume tobacco and cannabis on the daily. I like to mix the two together. I like to purchase roll-your-owns. Why are you telling me this? Because I, unlike the majority of people who consume this product, know or believe myself in my reality, in my point of view, that I'm not addicted. And thank goodness it becomes much more enjoyable to do something when you don't have that addicted belief system. A belief system of addiction wrapped up. Now, am I physically dependent on cigarettes? Sure. That's a little different from addiction. See, I know for a fact, this being my last cigarette, I'm not tripping for my next one. I may want to do it, but don't put yourself in the pattern of convincing yourself that you can't get off of this. That's one thing that gets me about the belief system in addiction. Subquoting Terence McKinnon, great guy, interesting intellectual. He was an ethnobotanist, and he was very popular in the 90s. Nicknamed the Timothy Leary of the 90s, where Timothy Leary studied LSD. Terence McKinnon focused on psilocybin mushrooms. Terence McKinnon said that we are creatures who addict. We addict to everything. So if you look at the definition of addiction in the context of whatever we do and we develop a habitual pattern around becomes an addiction, then sure, yes, it's part of the human makeup. The problem I have, particularly growing up in America and the whole Western mindset in general, is I find the whole belief system of addiction and how we define addiction to be yet just another way that our society, that is you and I and everyone else, we unconsciously, because that's what society is, right? It's just us. How we use something to take our power away. I love a quote I've heard in the last few days online. The greatest conspiracy ever is simple. Us convincing ourselves that we don't have as much power as we do. So, yes, I smoke tobacco. I love smoking section at the Z College. See, it's a good place to procrastinate on homework with intellectual conversations. Here's my point. I am a college student, and one thing I'm studying, the main umbrella of what I'm studying is social science. And with that, there comes the, in the realm of social science, it covers everything from psychology to anthropology to sociology. Now, here's my argument with the whole addiction belief, particularly with tobacco. When I first started, I was like everyone else. Oh man, I become addicted to it. Why? Because I was told, like you, at a very young age, by and large, that tobacco's bad. Okay, and not only is it bad, it is the most addictive substance out there. I was always critical, even as a non-smoker, of how people educated themselves on tobacco, because there is a fine line. There is a fine line between education and discrimination. And that's one thing that happens, is our fellow human beings, especially since the minority of us in America do not consume tobacco anymore, particularly my generation, all of a sudden, The people that do are bad, and the people that do don't, they're allowing themselves to be weak, and this substance is ruling over them. Holy shit, the substance is ruling over them? Are you talking about like how our education system has to rule over us and tell us what to do? Are you talking about the pharmaceutical industry that doesn't actually, I don't know, cure people, right? Because they're a corporation that has to make profit, and so therefore the cure's not cost effective? You're telling me we have a society where the medical industry doesn't care to cure us because they're not making money? Why do we have a medical industry that has to make money off of us? Are we human beings, or are we just farm animals? So, as far as I'm concerned, look, I've had days where I'm up, away from society, and no internet, no nothing, just me, nature, and the bare feet. Oh yeah, it's a good thing to do, walk around barefoot. Keeps your immune system healthy. I run out of tobacco, and I always have, don't get me wrong. I'll have a few hours where I feel a little antsy and I'm not, oh man, I really want a cigarette, But when you're in a space where you really can't have one and stuff, then you can mull through it easily. Another interesting thing I've learned in classes regarding peace psychology, it's a new subset of psychology, subgenre, that's not the right word, topic of psychology regarding the study of peace. And within this class, one thing we looked at, one article we read was an article about neuroplasticity. Here's my central argument to believing that we're addicted, to things, and these addictions can rule over us. Neuroplasticity shows on the contrary. Look at studies of the placebo effect and look at studies of neuroplasticity. What is neuroplasticity? Neuroplasticity is your mind, with your conscious intent, having the ability to reprogram your inner neurology. Even further in depth, it's starting to be shown that not only can your mind reprogram the neurological connections in your brain, but your consciousness, using your mind as the vehicle, can also help reawaken docile DNA in the body. And I think it becomes abundantly clear to most of us who are paying attention that we need to activate that DNA, baby. It's time. And therefore, people have a difficult time stopping this, very much in the same way that our frustration towards our enemy, the other side, the other party, the other nation, and what they may do to us, all this this resistance perpetuates more of what we don't want. Neuroplasticity shows where attention goes, energy flows. I'm not discrediting what cigarettes do to your health. However, because of studies in neuroplasticity that shows that your perception plays a much larger, significant role in your entire physiological state, because of those studies, they can help combat and contrast the negative implications to doing substances, such as tobacco. So thank you for listening. I will conclude this video. It's a little messy. I am a rookie at videos, so I'm just going to keep pumping them out, man. I like doing them. Huzzah. Have a beautiful day. And remember, don't ever believe that anything in your reality has a grip over you. The only reason you are convinced that it has a grip over you is because of this. Yet your heart knows you can do so much more. Much love.